Hello, my name is Haris Triados, and I'm a co-founder of Arcov. We believe we are developing the most innovative desktop digital fabrication tool, a personal, user-friendly multitask device for architects and designers. This is Humerus. Once upon a time, it was the desktop personal computers, and now we can do almost the same job with just a tablet fitting in your pocket. Humerus is the tablet of digital fabrication machines, a robotic arm for designers and all enthusiasts who want to experiment with it. My colleagues Irini, Katerina, and me as architects, having academic and practical experience in digital fabrication, we know at first hand that the heavy industry professional machines are complicated to use, big in size, and very expensive to buy and maintain. The market size we are targeting is constantly growing, and there is an increasing number of architects and designers who use 3D printers and laser cutters for their daily professional activities to produce both working models and prototypes. So what exactly Humerus does is that combines the possibilities of today's low-cost desktop 3D printers with the multiple possibilities of professional but rather unaffordable robot arms. What do we mean by that? Humerus, thanks to its changing head tools, it's not only a 3D printer, but also a laser cutter, a drawing tool, and a gripping machine. As a robotic arm, it offers a bigger workspace, and it is fully portable. It can fit in your bag. Compared to the same size professional robot arms, it costs only 1/10 of their price. Spring 2015 is a milestone for us. We intend to launch Humerus into the market. We are going to finance our project through crowdfunding campaigns and through sales. To reach our customers, we will address our international network of university communities, and also we are in contact with well-known architects that will use Humerus and will act as reference clients. For the first 5 months of Humerus, for the next 5 months of Humerus project operation, we estimate 50,000 euros. At the end of the 5th month, we aim to have 300 customers and an active crowdfunding campaign. Thank you.
Nice presentation. I like this mechanical engineering stuff type of thing. Could you please explain, do you have any patents pending on this?
We use patent special modified motors that it is already trademarked, and the totally robot, after we test the beta models, will be probably patented.
And we would like to add that we've been working on this project for almost 1.5 years now. So we know that it's very yes, of course, it is something that can be copied, but it's so difficult that when our competitor will reach our level, we will already be one step forward.
But a bigger competitor would put in 10 the times of people you have been working for 1.5 years, and they'll be there in 3 months. So if you can get some sort of IP, so I'm skipping right to the, then you should do that.
Can I say, the motors we use in the software are designed to be very difficult to copy them.
Can you describe to me what exactly your customers are? Who are your customers?
Our first customers are architects and designers, as we mentioned in the slides. So we want to penetrate this market first, and then the possibilities of the customers are, increasing because the fields that this robotic arm refers, are a lot.
Yeah, excuse me, I'm not really familiar with this market. So can you expand on what the architects and designers actually do with this arm that could be applicable to a more mass market?
So since there are, nowadays architects mostly use programming and very technical programs in order to produce their drawings and working models. So it's something that expands because this kind of information might be very complicated, might refer to complex geometries which cannot be easily produced in space, in physical modeling with just by hand. So we need these kind of machines in order to get this complex information and produce it physically.
And then how does that apply to a broader market? I'm not making the leap between them, architects and designers using that for that work, and then expand. My understanding was that you expanded to a broader market. What would be the broader market application?
Excuse me, you can answer because I
The market, it's bigger. The 3D printing market, it's larger.
Oh, digital print. Okay.
Yeah, it's not only
printing.
for CAD users.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Can you please elaborate a little bit more on the investment needed and what it will cover? It was 10,000 you asked for, or I didn't get the investment, the funds. Yes,
the
funds
50,000
needed.
euros we have estimated.
Yeah. Yes.
Harris, would you like to answer this question?
We calculate about 15,000 for the personnel, 5,000 for programming the code, 5,000 for the internet interface that we have to cover support and other things. About 7,000 for machines. In order to make them, we need 5,000 for materials to have at least 10 prototypes, and of course a place to work.
Okay, it's working. So I can see this project working as a hobbyist thing, but I come from a graphic design environment, so I'm not getting it. I mean, okay, I can imagine attaching to it like a pen, but are you going to provide accessories like the laser cutter head, for example?
Yeah. This robot, it works with different heads, so you can change the head and make it as a 3D printer or laser cutter tool or drawing or gripping.
And what about scale? I mean, for 3D printing, for example, what kind of
Our
scale
workspace
are you
40
thinking?
to 40, more or less. And it's bigger than the workspace that the
Bigger
already
than
existing
all
one.
the
mainstream
low-cost
ones.
machines that exist.
All right. Thank you. The advice?
I think it's a very interesting product. As I see it, it's more for the very professional market around architects and designers and stuff like that. And I could see it was usable there. If the software is as hard to copy as you would say, I would go for some pilots in professional environments. That is not, you must have a lot of relations there because you come from that industry. So get it out there and work for 3 or 4 months and learn from it. That would be my recommendation. And then go for the patent.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You should focus on protecting your technology, because I know, at least I'm following the market in US and in Europe, in France and in US, there are major companies that are trying to do the same thing, because this is the trend. They want to shorten the development time from the conception to the design to the building of a prototype. They want to make the prototypes cheaper and then go to market. So this is a major trend, and there are a lot of money involved in this trend. So you have to make sure that you find your space there and you protect that.
And, and maybe you should target the advertising industry and the creative shops and of the kind.
Thank you.
I think it's tremendously interesting. I think it's a fabulous product. My comment would be, I think it's most interesting in a mass market application with its variation of opportunities to use a product, like in a maker setting. And I think that what I would be interested in is actually seeing you house a marketplace where designers can then upload their designs and I can utilize this project. So if it were that an architect designed something interesting or designer designed something interesting, they can then roll that into your pay-per-use play that you can utilize this machine to create. I think there's a secondary model there that could benefit you.
Thank you.
Well, I think that it doesn't feel like a product that would work in a professional environment. So it feels that you should bring in more of the fun. It's strange because I've been buying for ages, like, or vintage robotic arms, or I have even a Lego one. So it would be interesting keeping the fun aspect and also make it compatible with computer platforms for, you know, like that already exist.
It is fully compatible with Arduino and all open source programs.
That's great. That's great. And don't forget keeping in the fun, because it looks like a fun, like a toy and a hobby thing. I would definitely buy it. I would definitely buy it.
In our minds, definitely, because we are, as you mentioned in your lecture, the creative things are when you feel like child or to fun with it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.